This is Sean Garrison, online editor of Cordell & Cordell and DadsDivorce.com. Today we are joined by Dr. Samantha Rodman, who is a licensed psychologist and author of the upcoming book, How to Talk to Your Kids About Divorce, which is due out in August. Dr. Rodman has experience with a wide variety of issues and conducts both individual and couples therapy. Today we will talk with her about her upcoming book and discuss some recent research she has reviewed regarding parental alienation. Dr. Rodman, how are you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Can you start by telling us a little bit about your book and the kind of advice readers can expect to find there?
Well, my book is going to be about how to talk to kids about divorce from ages 2 up through teenagers, so every level. And it basically focuses on the idea that if you treat your children with empathy and respect and honesty throughout the process of divorce, and you communicate openly with them and focus on continuing to spend quality time together and answer any questions that they may have, and to basically focus on their development, age appropriate, so for young kids to realize that they're not going to be able to take on more responsibility just because they may have to, to empathize with them and what they're losing in the divorce, then you should be able to buffer a lot of the negative effects.
Sure, definitely. You've mentioned that during the course of your research, you came across a lot of interesting and really concerning information regarding parental alienation. You've made the point that in counseling, you often see the process of parental alienation actually start to begin while couples are still together. Can you expound on that and give some examples of how parental alienation starts to manifest itself in intact families?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is pretty frequent. What's uncommon is for it to get to the point that it's actually classic parental alienation, where classic parental alienation, the child doesn't even want to see the other parent. They don't want to know them. They hate them. They say things that don't even sound like a child's words. They say things that basically they've heard from the other parent or other family members, and it's kind of a version of brainwashing, but it's extended because the child themselves participates in it. The child has jumped on the bandwagon fully about rejecting the other parent. But the roots of this can start when the parents are together, as you're saying. It's kind of the thing that you see where sometimes a child and one child and one parent are the main unit, like they're the ones who look at each other and roll their eyes, like mom and the daughter roll their eyes at dad, or, the dad of the two kids kind of think that mommy flies off the handle all the time, and they act kind of patronizing or condescending about mommy. And this sort of behavior is called triangulation, where it's the kid and the parent against another parent. And that can be really toxic for the children because they don't learn to respect both parents equally. In fact, they just learn that one parent should be respected and the other parent should kind of be made fun of.
Right. And when you see that start to become a palpable issue in relationships, what kind of advice do you give couples on how to handle that?
Well, both people have to be committed to change. The real root of this is that the parents don't get along. It has nothing to do with the children. The children are just going along for the ride. The relationship between the parents has to be addressed. In some situations, that means couples counseling with both committed to working on repairing the marriage or the partnership. And in other cases, it's going to be that they resolve that they have irreconcilable differences and they have to divorce. But either way, the parents need to put the children's development first, because the children, it's a very toxic and unhealthy situation for children to learn that one parent is not to be loved and respected. That takes away 50% of their parents, and it's 50% of themselves. When children don't like one parent, when they really reject one parent, it's like rejecting 50% of themselves. Their self-esteem is really on the line there, even though they may not realize it at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you for having me. It is a really important topic. If you notice, any of your listeners notice any early signs where their children seem to be against them and making fun of them or rejecting them, it's a time to get the whole family into counseling. You don't want to wait, because those things don't repair themselves. They just get worse and worse, and the father or the mother, whoever's being rejected, just gets pushed further away from the kids, and they can't really make up that lost ground.
Thank you, Dr. Rodman. We enjoyed speaking with you here at Dad's Divorce.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
That was Dr. Samantha Rodman. Be sure to look for her book, How to Talk to Kids About Divorce, when it is released in August. For more information and interesting articles regarding parental alienation, be sure to visit DadsDivorce.com. This has been Sean Garrison, online editor of Cordell & Cordell and Dad's Divorce.